Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaves a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay. It is 2008. Christian is 26 years old and Megan is 21 years old. An apology is emailed to Megan on March 12, 2008, although Christian neglects to include the purpose for his apology. I didn't realize how much of an a-hole I could have been. I was caught up in the rage from that weekend in November when I did that. I couldn't even see straight. But I have done what I should have done long ago. Inform AOL, as well as other places on the web who can take down offensive websites and pages. I've really shot myself in the foot, and I am sorry. Not only am I mad at myself for being such a complete enraged a-hole, but my rage against those jerks who put that page up in the first place arose with greater flame, because my closest friend got hurt emotionally. That's you. I will see to that website's demise, or my name isn't Christian Weston Chandler. Megan, I'm sorry for hurting you. Megan, I'm sorry for hurting you. And I am prepared to repeat that 100 times from the bottom of my hurting heart. He later emails her in the early hours of March 13th, detailing his ongoing investigation of Daniel Mims and Lucas White at the game place, whom he suspects of being behind the Encyclopedia Dramatica page. After mentioning how the owner, Michael Snyder, put an end to his investigation and asking Megan to question Lucas White, Christian apologizes to Megan yet again. Megan, I am sorry about this whole mess, and having drawn that drawing, and raging the fire and hurting your feelings and emotions. If I can, not only will I get that drawing off that webpage, but I'll try to take down the whole thing. But I can't do it alone. My mother and father have been letting it set on the back burner without giving it much thought. I can only hope you'll forgive me, but no matter what, I still love you as my closest gal pal. I hope you feel better soon. Chris Chan. Megan responds to Christian on March 13th, clearly indicating that she saw She Came for Quick and its effect on her, telling him the following. I just don't know what to say now. I'm very much scarred by that image and it will never leave me. And I can't decide what's worse, the image in general, or the fact you intentionally drew it and gave it to the webmaster for that site that you hate so much. Not only have you poured gas on the fire by doing that, adding obscenity to the already horrific site, but you've also embarrassed and humiliated me, and degraded and demeaned me whether you realize it or not. I mean, I'm not that kind of girl, and you know that. So why? And you also lied to me about it. Between that and my recent heartbreak, how am I to trust another man again? Simply put, I can no longer trust anyone now. You have very much hurt me on an emotional level. And when I get hurt emotionally, it'll take a physical toll, as in no appetite, feeling tired and sick, no sleep. So I am unsure what to do about this. I can't say I really think of you the same anymore, I'm sorry to say. I will continue to give the remaining items for the Zune, and that will be all the contact you have with me unless I decide otherwise. I hope you understand. So we'll let time decide how I feel about this current situation. Until then, please don't come up to me anymore unless it's to give you what I owe, which seems kind of awkward now. I know how it feels to be alone, but I can't keep throwing away my pride little by little just to keep you satisfied. You know what I mean? There has to be an enough is enough at some point. And I cannot continue to disgrace myself by forgiving things that I never find forgivable in the first place. That's all I can think to say right now. I'm sorry. We'll just see. Megan. She later follows up with this email from March 14th. Okay, well look, I am unsure how I feel and what to do. So here's what I think. I'd like for you to just completely leave me alone for a while, until I can sort things out myself, you understand? It's not like I hate you, but I don't see you in the same light anymore. So just leave me be for a while, let me try to recuperate with my few other friends. And maybe we can just start from scratch sometime. Maybe, I don't know. Just depends on how I feel, okay? So please let me be, and let me see how it goes, okay? Christian quickly responds to her. I understand. You may or may not have had much exposure to sexual images as I've had, so the idea of a hand job, which was the act drawn there, as part of outer course versus intercourse, was a surprise to you. I'm sorry. If it helps put things into perspective, I can recommend finding information on the internet through this educational website I found through adameve.com, or I recommend reading The 40-Year-Old Virgin. That movie touches on some of the issues around sex and how it can really frustrate an older virgin who hasn't had that pleasure yet. Or I can loan you my copy of The 40-Year-Old Virgin. The point is allowing yourself more exposure to sex acts to make yourself feel more comfortable with that fact of life. I worry about you, and I want to help you as much as I humanly can. He quickly segues into his vendetta against ED, how he plans to report each web page that speaks negatively of him, referring to the pages as hate pages that promote cyberbullying towards him. Christian attempts to justify the addition of his Rule 34 artwork as a means of displaying his heterosexuality and dismantling their argument that he was a homosexual. And I did draw the drawing of me giving you a handjob from among my adult fantasies, with your eyes censored to conceal your identity. It was a massive step outside of my boundaries, and I did it out of anger, and I regret having done it, and I am really, really sorry. But we all do things in the heat of anger and or out of our boundaries that we end up regretting later. Megan, sweetheart, I will give you as much space as you need during your time of recovery and learning how to cope with it and put it into your own perspective. But please remember, I will always worry about you, and even though you may not feel the same about me as you did before, I still care and love you very much. Take care. My thoughts and prayers are with you, Christian. 2 days later, Christian emails Megan to tell her about his attempts to delete his page from Encyclopedia Dramatica. He begins by hoping that she is well before quickly diving into his plans for it, which would include Megan's help by creating fake accounts and removing negative information from the page. He concludes by saying that he prays for her emotional recovery and that he is keeping her in his thoughts. Megan, however, does not share Christian's views regarding the website, laying out her concerns. Look, my main issue is not the website itself. It's just the fact that you drew those weird pictures. Okay, so instead of removing that one completely, you just enlarge my crotch. Thanks a lot. Why didn't you just remove it? Well, I'm sorry, but that just makes me more angry in a way. It's not that actual sex act that traumatizes me. It's the fact that you fantasize doing such things to me when you know I would never. It's like, how do I know you're not going to abduct me and such? That was a figure of speech, you know what I mean? It creeps me out you have such thoughts about me. It's like you're stalking me, so you really need to back off. I mean, thinking like that is one thing, though disturbing as well, but sitting down and actually drawing a detailed image of it is even worse. I don't like being around people like that at all. I don't like being around people who think only of sex and pleasure. I don't care how lonely you are. I haven't had luck with relationships either, but I don't boast about being a virgin with rage. When you say things like that, it just makes it sound like you're looking for someone to fuck. I'm sorry to say this, but you're partially to blame for some of the content on the site, because things about me and things they quoted about me came from you, obviously. You have those blog things, and so you blab to the whole cyber world about the angry email I sent you last summer. Okay, just whose business is it anyway? I don't understand why you post things involving me like that. And you also made it sound that I just wrote you an angry email and you had nothing to do with it. When in fact, the reason being was because I was sick of telling me constantly to stop touching me. That is sexual harassment. I wrote the email in response to what you did wrong to me. Although it may not seem like a big deal to you, it was to me. Just because I've allowed other guys to hug me doesn't mean you automatically have that right. I have the right to decide who can get close to me. If a female doesn't like the way a guy advances or touches her, even if other females are okay with it, if that one female doesn't like it, it is sexual harassment. You greatly need to understand that. That's all I have to say to you. I'm too angry and upset to want to help with the website's demise. So sorry, but you're on your own with that one. P.S. I think it's rather amusing how you complain of these people defiling you. Yes, many posts are ridiculous, but you have defiled Marilee Walsh and our wonderful security officers who were simply doing their job. Then you defiled me and lied about it. You need to stop with this mindset that the whole world's against you and start taking some responsibility for once. Example, It's wrong to hate these people when you broke the rule by soliciting/loitering. Hey, at least they're doing their job, and I support that. Christian responds 2 days later, explaining his thought process and his efforts. He states that the page and its creators, the trolls, are deliberately lying about his fantasy to father a child and are also mocking him by implying that, based upon she came for quick, he wants to have sex with his mother, then his imaginary sister, which infuriates Christian. He then points out that he has attempted to delete the image, but says that his actions are labeled as vandalism, resulting in a temporary ban on his ED account. He declares that he must wait from a couple hours up to a couple days before the ban is lifted, referring to himself as the Resistance against ED, whom he refers to as alien dominators, calling this whole ordeal a tragedy. Also, I've told them they're not only hurting me emotionally, but they were hurting you, Megan, emotionally and deeply as well, because they were dragging your name through the mud with mine. As for the drawing itself, I've realized that it was done not only out of inspired fantasy, angst against ED, and love for you, but also a major release from my crazy mixed up hormones. If I didn't have the foresight to put my pent up frustrations and feelings in the form of something, I might have become an abusive maniac. So thank God for allowing me to release my bottled up frustrations in a more positive, yet not so politically correct, and not physically hurting others method. Be the release as it may, I am hurting so much more than you can because I have been taking the abuse from those jerks on ED. If you want to get it all off the article, be my guest. Make your account, send your message of the Resistance, and delete the major chunk off the page and edit. They will only undo your missile barrage of damage in one felt swoop. I am depressed and emotionally exhausted from all this stress. The only thing I can do that won't get undone is be as apologetic as I can ever be from the bottom of my sad, depressed heart. I'm sorry, Megan, for the massive warfare I have wrought against you and me in a damn fucktarded release of my damn hormones. I'm sorry, Christian Weston Chandler. In an effort to delete both the Chris Chan page and She Came for Quick image from ED's site, Christian emails Wikimedia support on March 19th, stating that there is a page on ED that is denigrating him as well as his friend Megan, so he requests assistance with the software used to create wikis, ultimately asking for their help with deleting the page and locking it, preventing further posts. However, a response to Christian's email is sent on March 20th, wherein the author, Jim Redmond, states that ED is not affiliated with the Wikimedia Foundation. Therefore, they have no jurisdiction over whatever ED creates and posts. Christian attempts to reason with Megan in an email from March 21st, attempting to explain his reasons behind drawing the image. You know about as much as I know that I have taken responsibility for my error, and it has also been bringing me the darkest pain this month. I want to patch up our friendship because I do not want any further discomfort between you and me. Although the accursed page is there now, if we just ignore it, it may fade away in a month or so. He then compares the negative attention they receive from ED to the attention pop and rock stars receive from the paparazzi, affirming that they're just as bad as the stars who worry about minuscule details, and that due to the stress, the stars are more susceptible to harming themselves. He states that both Megan and him don't have to deal with the star stress, as he calls it. I myself had left it a good distance behind me for a few months, but then you were bothered by it, and I couldn't help but dig up the remains left behind, only to build up a very stressfully torturing month for me. Megan, I am sorry for uploading the drawing, and I really wish I could go back in time and stop myself from making the mistake. Yet I do not regret drawing the drawing, because if I hadn't released my frustrations in the creative sense, I might actually have done something really dumb and stupid. It was really stupid of me to let my impulsive anger get the best of me and make me upload it in an attempt to shove so much information down their throats and drown them into taking the page down. But I've learned from my mistakes, and I regret letting my frustrations and anger get the best of me. All I can do is put the whole thing behind me, try not to think about it again, never look at the damn page, and move on with my life. For the sake of our friendship, Megan, please just forget about the dang web page, put it behind you, and let's resume our good friendship like the whole mess never happened. I still love you, Megan, and I honestly care and worry about you from my heart. Peace, Chris Chan. The next day, Christian tells her the following. I've deleted all of the original blogs months ago, just to let you know. I can understand how you're feeling against me now, but it really hurts me and makes me sad that you don't want me close to you. I'm just a lonely, old feeling fool who needs closure once in a while, and my mother and father won't be around forever. I can remember the times we were close. We shared our honest feelings openly, my PS1 games on my PSP, and your Strawberry Pink's character drawings. I really miss those tender moments. And I got you all that stuff from eBay. The Sailor Moon cards, the DVDs, the figurines, the rest of that stuff. And recently the Zune. And you've repaid the pleasure of doing all that for you with greater interest. I love to see you smile. I love to see you happy. And I love seeing the sweet, honest, tender, and carefree kind of gal who is Megan Schroeder. But now that I am barred from you for a big mistake I made, that I have taken a great deal of responsibility, through trying to undo it, through taking down the previous pages leading up to it, through a month full of stress, tears, loneliness, and too many moments standing by myself. Remember some time ago you jested that you wanted me to give up my heart to you? Well, basically, I had already done that just after you and I met. My heart still cries for you. Not a moment passes by when I don't have a tender, caring, or worried thought about you. Although I do understand your feelings, and I can only respect your wish of staying away from you, my heart still cries for you. I'll always be worried about you, and I will always love you, Megan Schroeder. I'll see you Sunday, and I guess that's all I'll get to do with you. Seeing you, from a long distance, as long as the most perilous journey, as long as a dream where I'm constantly running towards you. You look like you're near, yet you are so far away from completing me. I love you, Megan Schroeder. Peace, Christian. Megan emails Christian the next day. As I've said, the website means nothing to me. It's the fact that you blab about me on your blogs and therefore it gets put on the website. So in other words, ED didn't drag my name through the mud, but you did. I don't know. I can't keep disgracing myself and forgiving. I have some pride, you know. I've forgiven you so many times before, it's just getting irritating now. Even I have my limits. So I think I'd like to stay away from you at least for a while, then as time passes, I'll better know what to do. Until then, just please leave me alone. Later that day, in another email Megan sent to Christian, she reaffirms that she wants to remain alone but tells him the following. Please don't be so hard on yourself. Like I said, I just want some time on my own for a while. It's not like I am hating you or anything. I just want to be by myself for a while. And I haven't, nor will I ever forget all the wonderful surprises you have given me and such. Thank you. This is only a bye for now. Just allow me to be alone and eventually things will cheer up, okay? Thanks, and try to keep your chin up, and I'll try to do the same. I'm never real positive. Megan. P.S. I won't be coming this Sunday, Easter. There are no available emails between Christian and Megan from March 24th to April 17th. On April 18th, the day Christian is allowed back to the game place after a temporary ban, he sends Megan the following email. I understand why you didn't want me to talk to you. I'd feel better if we can try not to think about that detail and put it behind us. Megan, I really want to remain your friend, but I feel it growing more difficult with the emotional feeling of long distance between you and me. I feel sad, lonely, and rejected when you don't allow me to be socially close to you, or even when you won't talk to me. Besides which, I get lonely every night in the sanctity of my room, and even when I'm out with my mother, father, or alone. So I feel the extra loneliness and sadness, like rubbing salt and vinegar on a wound. Also, I can't help but feel the worry about how you are feeling every day that I feel. Please, Megan, put what has passed behind you and open yourself emotionally to me, and let you and me be good friends like before. Christian describes how he received a new 8GB memory stick for his PSP games and save games, how he wants to give Megan one of his old 4GB sticks for when she gets a PSP, and gives her a link to check out PS1 and PSP exclusive titles to download. He also believes that Megan owes him money for the Zune, Hamtaro toys, and DVD set he bought her. He also states that he won't be coming to the game place on Sundays for UFS, since he'll be going to Wesley Foundation Methodist Church, at his father's suggestion, and after he was no longer welcome at Grace Baptist Church. In addition, Christian begins spending time at the recreation room, and how he has met new female acquaintances. One more thing, something good for you to look forward to, in addition to the German dictionary I'm saving for your birthday. I'm putting a special present together just for you to go with it. It's not glittery or pricey, but it is a special surprise present. And I'm not letting you in on it, what it is, until the Friday closest to your birthday. Anywho, please allow me back into your world as your good friend, and I promise never to repeat the mistakes I've made. I also wish John the best of luck and the Lord's blessing on him finding a new, better job. Peace be with you. Christian. The last known exchange between Christian and Megan took place on April 21st, 2008, when Megan sent Christian this. "Well, first of all, I can't put this behind me because I don't feel comfortable around you anymore. Especially since you said you drew that so you wouldn't do anything stupid. What does that mean? Abducting me and raping me? I'm afraid I can't trust you anymore. I'm sorry, but I don't like being around men like that. As for the Zune, you said for me to hold on to the Hamtaro and DVDs, and I only recall having to pay you the $30 for your credit card. So I don't know what to say right now, but maybe you shouldn't give me anything for my birthday. I hate my birthdays and prefer not to be reminded of them." Afterwards, references to Megan have appeared sporadically throughout his emails and videos. He emails Tyler Wayne, an acquaintance from the game place, on June 11, 2008, and asks him to present Megan her birthday present, a German-English dictionary, on his behalf. However, Tyler responds on June 13th and asks why Christian can't make arrangements to meet with her at McDonald's or anywhere near the game place. On August 3rd, 2008, Christian refers to Megan in a video entitled Quick's Second Message, when he lambasts Encyclopedia Dramatica, blaming them for the relationship's dissolution.
And am I or Megan Shore still an iron, which, by the way, she broke up with me so much long ago because the contributors to that ED page, you broke the emotional strength between us. You promoted such twists and turns to everything I have said and drawn and written and whatnot. You broke up the best friendship, the best relationship, the closest I could ever have in this pitiful adult life. You did it! Every last one of you. If I could blame myself, I would definitely blame myself for drawing those 5 pictures. Those 5 drawings. And by the way, that is not Crystal, whose eyes are censored. That is Megan. And just for taking it up and twisting it around as such.
On Halloween 2008, a group of trolls arrived at Christian's house in Ruckersville, leaving a sign that reads, "Encyclopedia Dramatica loves Jimmy Hill." Christian believes that Daniel Mims and Megan were behind the act. In the video Boyfriend from July 25, 2009, Christian shows not only a picture of Megan, but a memorial to Ivy, Blanca Weiss, Jesse Ruddy, Mary Lee Walsh, and Julie. Between July 24th and July 27, 2009, a series of emails were exchanged between Christian and a person named Katie Bay. In one email, Christian lays out a list of suspected trolls, including Megan Schroeder. Megan Schroeder, a possible troll. You know the story. Tried to win her over in about 2 years' time before I was kicked out of the game place. She was rarely all that into me either, fairly much like how Farron was not into me either, but at least Faye told me quickly, instead of trying to be subtle over a long time. During this period, on July 26, 2009, Christian uploads a video entitled "I am the real CCWC" in order to dispel rumors that he is a homosexual and to affirm his status as the only real Christian Weston Chandler by showing images of his comics. He reads through them, including the comics referring to Megan's character, Sailor Megtoon. He interrupts his narrations by exclaiming,
"Megan? Why?"
He re-uploaded his Chop Chop Master Onions entry later on, and then in a captain's log from March 26, 2009, Christian asks the trolls to leave her alone, threatening to cease production of the Sonichu comic series.
I wish to start this major update with an important note. I have recently received a request from my old gal pal, Megan. Some of you probably know her from the ED page. So many mistakes were made in the past. And she was the first of my gal pals to be part of that crossfire. Harm me every day. But I ask now that everybody who sees her in person and recognizes her, please just leave her alone. Leave her alone. She has been under so much stress from not only the trolls, but also from everybody who recognizes her and just put her down. So just simply put, please, leave her alone and keep your opinions to yourselves. If you can't say something nice, say nothing. Plus also, think about this. You guys stay on my good side if you want me to continue making the comic pages and getting the Sanchi site back up. Which is why I made it a major priority in my 2 previous videos I uploaded onto YouTube. Leave me and my new girlfriend Ivy. Leave us alone. Back off. So with that, between just like you would not interfere with me and Ivy, back off from Megan. You want to stay on my good side? If you want me to keep drawing the comics. I swear to God, you get me on my worst side, worst possible events, I will cease. Swear to God. So, just back off. Back off. Peace.
On August 12, 2009, Christian uploads a series of videos entitled KCWC Top 10 Dedication Special. Filling in as DJ for his fictional radio show KCWC, Christian dedicates Yngwie Malmsteen's Making Love to Megan.
And you are listening to Everything Station KCWC. That was, Sneaker Night from Vanessa Hudgens, ladies and gentlemen, coming in on number 8, I believe it was. Yeah, number 8 on the top 10 dedications. Coming up next at number 7, we got another long-distance dedication. The gal pal of mine that I almost had her at, I had her at Love You before I got kicked out. Megan Schroeder, from her favorite artist, Yngwie Malmsteen. Take it away, Mr. Mom.
In an email sent to Jackie on April 10, 2010, Christian tells her about the gameplays and mentions Megan. Also happened then throughout, my thing with Megan Schroeder, farthest I got from her was an I love you before she did a 180 and was scared of me for being too close. She and I were very close friends, and I was very sad to see the friendship fade away. That same Saturday, and at that moment, I was in a state of shock from seeing Megan and her short-lived romance, Christopher, making out. That should have been me. After seeing them like that, I was nearly paralyzed with shock, and for a while, I was static in motion and speech, like a robot. Christian created a page on the Wikipedia on April 19, 2010, wherein he provides his side of the story regarding him and his girlfriend, known as the Wallflower. But he also includes a remark that references Megan and his feelings towards her. I had long moved on from Megan. I have met more women that those trolls will never learn about. It is none of their damn business anyway. Around the same time, Christian made a racing model based off Megan for his game, Mod Nation Racers. A page dedicated to Megan was created on May 16, 2010 on the Wikipedia. Christian discovered this and wrote the following, describing his relationship with Megan. If you really must know, Megan and I first met at a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament at the G&H place, back when it was still in the downtown mall. It was around the time the YGO movie debuted in theaters. She and I, we talked, hung out, and became really good friends. I did have lovey-dovey feelings for her, and I still care about her as a friend. I did her a number of favors by getting her this and that off of eBay. Then she would reimburse me the cost of each item. When I started getting too close, she started to feel uncomfortable. My bad. Then she distanced herself from me, saw other dudes, including a possible homosexual. I drew that drawing for her and me that is unfortunately popular among everyone who tends to haze me for 2 reasons. Firstly, because of my own wishful thinking, and second, a tool in a lame attempt to overcrowd the ED page against me with bull crap with my own information to shut it down. Ever since, she totally spaced herself from me, like as if she had put a restraining order against, which she did not. And as I was being forced off the place premises the last day I was there, she stood by and watched in shock. She could have spoken up for me, but she did not. I have lost communication with Megan since then. It is noted that in the Wikipedia page dedicated to his past gal pals and sweethearts, he said, "I still miss her sometimes."